Hey, my name is Clemens Wittmann, and today I'm going to do a market analysis of the Bose QC35. Let's first talk about the product information. It is sold at a price of $350 and is a noise-cancelling headphone, which is also wireless and rechargeable. Furthermore, it also has a very long battery life, which allows it to be used in airplane flights and long car rides. One of its key qualities is its vibrant sound, being classified as one of the top-ranking headphones in terms of sound quality, and it's also extremely comfortable to wear. So, why did we choose to analyze the Bose QC35? We chose to do the Bose QC35 because the headphone industry has developed so quickly over the last couple of years. Its revenue increased by 13.6% every year for the last 10 years, which will result in the industry reaching an overall value of $15 billion by the year 2024. We also chose a wireless headphone because wireless products have increased drastically in their overall sales and will be equal to wired product sales by the year 2024, meaning that they will dominate the market afterwards. Lastly, they are also complementary products for computers, which are extremely relevant in the society we are living in today. The diagram below shows the current market shares of luxury headphones. Beats currently dominates the market with 60%, Bose comes in second with 20%, Sennheiser has 6%, and the other 14% are made up from different various manufacturers. To further elaborate why we chose to do the Bose QC35, here's some secondary market research. The first image further describes the current market shares of both wireless and wired headphones and earphones, with wireless only possessing 31% of the market, while being dominated with an overwhelming 69% of wired headphones and earphones. The image on the right shows the predicted market shares for wire and wireless headphones and earphones in the year 2025, in which you can see that wireless have actually taken over the market and now possess a higher market share than wired headphones and earphones. The bottom picture displays a perception map, which shows Bose to be the very top of both price and technicality, which further develops my interest in the Bose QC35, as we were able to take a high-quality product for a relatively high price and be able to see how successful it would be in a market which is solely composed of international students. This demographic shows the preferred headphone brands of US teenagers, which not only includes premium headphones, but actually all kinds. In this demographic, Beats and Apple dominate the market by owning around 70% of it, while Bose is at a mere 4%. However, we thought it to be very interesting to see how an international school will compare to the public American one. In order to have a balanced market research, we also decided to do the primary research in the form of a Google Doc survey, which we sent out to a promoter business class. The picture on the left shows the composition by grade. As you can see, 93.8% are juniors, which is mostly due to everybody in our business class being juniors, and the rest are sophomores, which are some of our friends at our own school. And the picture on the right shows the different countries where all the participants were from. We gathered around 60 responses and were happily surprised that our data was so international. Now, let's move on to the questions we actually asked in our Google Doc. The first question we asked was, how important is a quiet learning environment for you? We asked this question because we need to see how much customers value the quiet learning environment, as the Bose QC35 offers its noise cancelling function, which helps you be able to focus in an environment even if it's loud. The answers were 10% said it was extremely important, 51% considered it very important, 24% considered it important, 12% considered it slightly important, and 3% considered it not important at all. This was very interesting for us, as we did not expect so many people to actually value a quiet learning environment this much. The second question we asked was, how important are quality headphones to you? 72% answered very important, 18% answered important, and 10% answered unimportant. This was very interesting for us to see as well, as the Bose QC35 is one of the best quality headphones out there. And seeing that the market at our international school is so in favor of quality headphones was very nice to see. To move on, our third question said, would you buy this Bose QC35 for £290 if sold at school? 30% answered yes, 40% answered no, and 30% answered depends. For the depends case, a lot of students actually elaborated on the answer, saying that they already owned a pair of quality headphones, but would consider buying it if they didn't. This was very important for us to see as well, as we could see how many potential customers we could have in the market we were trying to penetrate. The last question we asked was, if not, what price would you be willing to pay for the Bose QC35? 16% said below $100, 28% said between $100 and $200, and 56% said between above $200. This was important because it showed us the potential price range we would have to price our product at in order to be successful in the market we were trying to enter. So, one more question we had was, what's your preferred brand of headphones? This was actually very interesting information, as 23% answered Bose, 31% answered Beats, 19% answered Apple, 6% answered Skullcandy, 7% answered Sony, and 14% answered JVC. If we compare this to the data that we got from the American high school, we can see there's a large difference between the two data. First of all, Beats and Apple do not dominate the market. And it's very nice to see that Bose actually has a considerable percentage of 23%. Now let's talk about some of the limitations and bias of our research. First of all, we were unable to accurately represent all the market because our actual research was mostly targeted to juniors. Because we are actually trying to focus the entire international school, we do not only want to appeal to juniors. This means that we were unable to accurately represent all of the market. However, due to us only sending this out to our Bermuda business class, this was all the information we could get. Secondly, the type of sampling we used was quota. Quota sampling means that you open your survey up to a maximum amount of people, which we decided was 60, as this was a good sample size for us. This means that it can be fairly inaccurate, as we can get different people who represent different parts of the market. However, we think that quota was the best method to use, as we were able to get interesting information from all over the world. Lastly, our secondary research was free. Because detailed market research costs so much money, the free research we were able to get, while it's still the best one we could get, could be somewhat inaccurate and potentially flawed. Now, let's talk about some of the strengths of our actual research. We were able to get both qualitative and quantitative data, which is very good, as we were able to get good data and a large enough sample to actually represent the market we were trying to enter. Secondly, we were also able to get primary data, and not only that, but it was a very diverse sample, as it was very international and consistent of people from all over the world. On our survey, a lot of people actually answered that. Sorry about that. Let's now go and talk about the 4 Ps. On our survey, we included the option others, and a lot of people suggested that they would be willing to buy the Bose QC35 if it was customizable. This is because they would like to make the headphones a part of themselves and be able to actually be a part of them and be able to adjust to their needs. This is why me and Yaro actually went on the internet and found a website which lets you actually customize the Bose QC35 to your personal likes. The second thing we were able to offer was goods and services. A lot of people also said that they would be willing to consider to buy the Bose QC35 if we were offering the same goods and services a normal electronics store will offer. This includes warranty and actual customer tech support. If we were able to incorporate these goods and services in our actual sales, I think we would be able to raise our sales statistics significantly. Now let's talk about some of the more different features of the Bose QC35. It is a Bluetooth headphone, rechargeable, has a very long battery life, and also has vibrant sound, which means that it will need some kind of tech support later on. This means that we would have to find a method in order to grant people tech support, while ourselves not spending so much money that it would be unprofitable. However, we actually found an electronics store in Shenzhen which would offer to do this at a very minimum rate. Talking about the second P, price. A lot of people complained that the price of the Bose QC35 was too high. Mostly, this was because it was being sold in school, and they thought that if the product is being sold at school, it should be offered at a lower price. However, they said that if it was sold in an actual electronics store, they would definitely consider buying it. Because of this, me and Yaro actually considered buying the Bose QC35 in bulk to be able to offer it at a lower price. While offering it at a lower price, we would also offer the goods and services an actual electronics store offers in order to give our customers the support they need and be able to boost our sales figures. Talking about the price. While the price is very steep, it's because of the Bose QC35's vibrant qualities. However, as mentioned before, me and Yaro will be offering a student discount in order to first establish a market and be able to move on from afterwards. Talking about the last P, promotion and advertising, this was our main focus. On the option other, a lot of students clarified that they would be willing to buy the Bose QC35 if it was sold in an actual electronics store. This means that they were not consistent with it being sold in school because they did not think it to be as reliable and accurate as if it was sold in an actual electronics store. This means that me and Yaro will advertise our goods and services, such as warranty, in order to attract more customers. Secondly, we are also offering free trials. Because me and Yaro both possess Bose QC35s at school, we would bring them to school and be able to give students a free trial of using the Bose QC35 in order for them to see if it fits their personal needs. Furthermore, we also try to establish a referral system. This means that if a student buys this product, they will be able to get 25% of the profit we make of these headphones if they refer someone else to buy them. This was a very interesting way of promoting and advertising, as it makes anyone a marketing agent for us, which could increase our sales tremendously. Also, we noticed that endorsements are a very effective way of increasing sales figures. Before Dr. Dre endorsed Beats, they were a mediocre headphone company with only mediocre sales. However, due to Dr. Dre's high social status and recognizability, he was able to boost their sales figures significantly. Furthermore, we were also considering partnerships, such as with car companies such as Porsche. Also, in our survey, we offered the students a choice. If we were selling the Bose QC35 with a free 1-year subscription to Spotify, an astonishing 46% said they would buy it, which means that for the relatively low price of a Spotify subscription for 1 year, we could be able to boost our sales figures tremendously and be able to have a lot more customers. Talking about e-commerce, we do not plan to get into e-commerce before, so we would first like to establish a solid market in our international school and then afterwards consider expanding into e-commerce market. Talking about the marketing audit. Marketing audits is the process of reviewing current marketing activities with the aim of enhancing the marketing performance of a company. We plan to be able to see if we're reaching our marketing goals by sending out surveys and creating focus groups. This way we can see if we need to adjust our marketing strategies in order to maximize our potential profit and be able to align with our marketing goals. Talking about marketing objectives. Marketing objectives are what define what a company wants to achieve through its marketing activities. The marketing objectives we are aiming for are to be able to establish our current market in our school and be able to get a solid customer base set up. Afterwards, we are aiming to penetrate the market in our city Shenzhen and be able to offer a product to different international schools in the area. If this turns out to be successful, me and Yaro were considering actually entering the e-commerce market and be able to offer a product to various different international schools all over China. Talking about marketing strategies, they are used in order for a company to be able to achieve the marketing objectives they set out for. The marketing strategies we've established are mostly focused on advertising and promotion, both our products and services. We are offering to sell the product at a discounted price at first in order to establish a solid customer base, and then try to expand this customer base by using the referral system, leading to an immense growth in our market size. Afterwards, we will expand by offering our product and services to other international schools in our city and all over China. Monitoring and reviewing is a very important step in a company's success. In order to monitor and review our progress, we will use focus groups and surveys to be able to assess if our target goals which we set are being met. If not, then we will send further surveys in order to establish what we need to change in order to do so. Now let's move on to our evaluation. Where do we go next? Once some time has passed, me and Yaro will sit together, look at the data we've accumulated through the use of surveys and focus groups, and evaluate our progress. Similar to monitoring and reviewing, we will see if we had met our market goals, which we had originally set out to achieve, and then, depending on whether or not we did, progress accordingly. In case we did not reach our market goals, we will again go back to the step before, monitoring and reviewing, and set out further surveys and focus groups in order to see what we have to change in order to get there. If we did, in case, reach our market goals, we will discuss further methods we could use in order to further establish our market presence, and some possible ways we can penetrate new markets. One of these ways, which we explained above, was to expand our market to not only our school, but all the schools in our city, and afterwards, possibly all the international schools in China, by using e-commerce. This way, we can establish a really big market and then potentially move into the international market. We believe that we have given you a very detailed marketing plan, the Bose QC35. And we would like to thank the promoter community for responding to our surveys so quickly and with so much effort. This way, we were able to get very good qualitative and quantitative data. Thank you again. Bye.